Oh, I
something.
should open Roll20 like a smart man.
Probably. I don't know if we'll be using the grid this time around, mostly because I don't know that Alex has an account set up. Do you
That's
have a
fair.
Roll20 account?
Nope.
Okay.
Or at
Well,
least not one that I remember a login to.
yeah, we can do that later. I don't
Okay.
think it's going to be necessary for this particular edition, but we'll see where we end up. If we have to kind of like mess around with it, we can figure it out. Would anybody like to provide the synopsis of the previous session and maybe a bit of an outline of what's happened so far? Although I have kind of told you the plot a little bit.
Um, we got sucked in the gallery, then found a pair of children riding a horrible giant.
Wait,
Uh,
to clarify, one child was riding a horrible giant, the other ran away.
That's true.
we had to fight, and then the child snuffed out a candle on the giant, and it blew up.
So to clarify, they weren't children. They were adolescents.
Or like 13.
I wasn't like, I think they were like 16.
Sure. I mean, like, I didn't expect a
wasn't like-
toddler writing.
Yeah. It wasn't like we were like icing 6-year-olds or something.
Um, no, then we head on to we're helped by another muse known as Maria. She's like a snake gorgon thing. She helped my character understand her her nature. Then we got approached by the patrons who gave us our gifts. And then on the corpses, we found a map that marked out a place. So went there and found it was an abandoned Starbucks. Inside, we met a guy known as Harold, who is just the fattest of cats, and he's wonderful, like a 9-foot tall cat.
He's like Totoro shaped.
Yeah, he's the best. So yeah, we talked to him, and then he explained that we came through things called slips back to the canvas or our world. So after a night's rest, we went and he introduced us to someone known as Shiloh. Shiloh is this twink of a spider who, using his abilities, got us back through into the campus, where we went to various spaces. First to modern day New York for Fidelity, only to find that his draft, like the preconception of what people think of you as, wasn't there, which is troubling because it might have fallen into the hands of the Prelacy. Oh no! Before that, we defended the Starbucks from Prelacy scouts, and bested them heartily.
I don't know if you came out of that combat completely
I was gonna say,
unscathed.
Fidelity lost a goddamn leg in that fight.
He got better.
That's true.
Yeah. All that matters.
Also,
I was going to say, yeah, Ambrose died, but he got better because that's sort of his thing. Fully swatted, splat.
sure, the Prelacy did call the cops and say that there was a hostage situation.
No, and then we went into the slips. To start poking around. Fidelity's wasn't there, so that's worrying. Then we went to mine back in 1927, only to find that I had turned. It is the image of the ideal man my father wanted me to be. which is a giant asshole. My baby sister fell through for a little bit. Then we went to the 80s, where we found the Vince's draft, who is just very sad and depressed. And kind of go through the motions. And then we went to a what store was it? Best Buy?
No, I
Or
went to
Radio Shack?
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster, that's it. Went to a Blockbuster, and then we went back to medieval France for Ambrose, only to find that John Luke's village had been totaled by the bee swarm. We realized we can't deal with this right now. Went back, only to find where we entered a banner of the prelacy flapping. So we looked and saw a small army marching towards the Starbucks. So we went to Harold. Shiloh held them off and set traps. We went to the Starbucks and spoke to Harold, and he reluctantly grabbed everything he could, and then we burned it and escaped through a painting to somewhere else, where we're now in a giant cityscape full of cats, and found out Harold was in the military. We found rest, and that's about it.
He was a captain.
We also in this city, we getting, hungry. We stopped to get food from a vendor who offered to like make us some stuff if we could give her medium. So we did. And then she had us go to the market for more fish for her pies. So we went to the market, and Jean-Luc was very excited to utilize his ability fishing in the river in France to pick out some really good fish. And the money she gave us wasn't enough to cover it, so we made a deal to work on the fishing boat that the people in charge of the like fish stall use because it was broken. And we together everyone mended the bottom of the boat, but we need to keep working on like the masts and stuff, and we've agreed to come back at night to do that. Then we went to an inn that was recommended to us by the fish lady, or by the pie lady, after we brought her fish. And we are in that inn now, and that is exactly caught up.
Hooray! Thank you all for your assistance in the summations. You may all enjoy a medium.
Yay!
I'm gonna give it to everybody, just for the sake of the fact that we've all caught up. Everybody except for the new chicken, because the new chicken hasn't gotten to do anything yet. You're denied spare medium because you don't have any yet.
Bok bok.
Bok bok. I'm sure you'll order some soon, or you'll get some soon. And everybody else can have a bonus one. You are in the inn that you had been directed to. It needs a name. What shall we call this place?
Well, the proprietor was a bunny lady, if I remember.
Right.
So I say we call it the Cozy Burrow Inn.
Okay, I'll take it. It seems cliche because all these people are humans and they live in beds, but like, it's good. It is the Cozy Burrow Inn. It's got a series of 3 little bunnies that are on the sign. There's just like one sitting on the top, and there's 2 more that are poking up from the sides. They look adorable. You find out pretty quickly that those are the children of the actual innkeeper herself, who are scampering around, providing various services for the people. It's a pretty popular place. Pretty busy, pretty loud. It's got an attached bar, kind of tavern, that's in it. Several rooms. You were directed to one of them. But overall, it feels populated and comfortable. At least to those of you who enjoy the company of other humans. To those of you who don't, it's a little busy. And you can tell that it's a little overwhelming for Ambrose. Jean-Luc seems to be kind of enjoying it a lot because it's very fanciful. It's like there's humans in there. There are woodkin in there. Other kind of rabbit type folks that are hanging out in there. Lots of the different caterwaul, lots of the big cats that are in it. Most of them are relatively normal or shorter size. You have kind of gotten the vibe at this point that there appear to be like certain breeds that are just very large, and other ones are at more or less human stature, or maybe even a little shorter. Um, so not everybody is cruising around at Harold's kind of enormous bear-like construction. There's one or two of them, I think, in this place, though. They're not tremendously rare. They're just not everywhere. And you're getting plenty of looks yourselves because at the moment you're the only muses in the place. But when you got there, it was already getting pretty late. You've got time for about dinner, to have a brief conversation, and then you should probably get back to the boat. And Alex, we
All
will
right.
introduce you as we go on here for a second. So if you want to chill and listen for a little bit, you'll get some context, and then we'll bring you in.
Yeah, perfect.
I would like to do something before people wake up.
Sure. Wake up. I don't know if anybody slept, did they?
No.
Ambrose
Nope.
might have because he's very small and gave all his medium to Fidelity.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's time for a nap.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
take a nap.
We're just asking because
Yeah, I thought we were spending the night there.
Well, you're
Yeah, we're
working
coming
during the
back.
night.
Yeah, we
Oh.
made like I said when I was giving my little section of the recap, we made a deal to come back at night to work on the ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they need to be out by morning, so it's got to happen tonight. But you've got time for a nap.
how about time for Evelyn and Fidelity to sneak out, and have sex?
I mean, I suppose that there is time for that as well. Depending. I don't know where you're going to sneak out to because there were 2 rooms and you all had to share them.
Okay.
But
I'll be
listen,
right back.
wherever you want to find an alley.
We found a place by the dock in the little thing we did. I'll be back.
What were you going to say, George?
Oh, I was going to try to do something, but I grossly misunderstood the timeline.
Oh, what are you trying to do? It might still be doable.
I was going to try to sneak out and contact Lace.
Oh, you have several hours before like you need to be anywhere. I think a lot of the people are trying to nap because you guys have been kind of up and going, a million miles an hour. But you could conceivably try to get to the only tricky part is you don't necessarily know like where the outskirts of town is. But you could leave the inn. You can go down the road. You can go, someplace out of sight.
And finding out what the timeline is that I had just fully misunderstood what we were doing. I will just do it later.
Okay. In that case, yeah, people are kind of running on fumes. Nobody's had a decent night's sleep since that first night in the kind of Starbucksy place that you all are in that is now a burning pile of cinders in the forest. Um, so catching a few hours rest might help recuperate some medium.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yep.
Is that a thing that you want to do, George?
What?
Sleep?
Um,
You're not obligated to. However, you
I
are
don't-
the
I
only
don't
person
think-
who has a sleep-related ability.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Don't think I left myself time to sleep.
What else were you doing?
We had a small scene that we should probably post, but it's bad on the timeline because we didn't understand where it was supposed to be. So
I
a lot of the
see. You were
a lot of the
doing
descriptions are wrong.
shenanigans. I mean, depending on how long your shenanigans were, you've got like, hang on, let me assign some hours. They might not like work out super well, but we'll make sure of them. I'm going to assume that you arrived in Caterwall, or in Caterwallen rather, which is the name of the city, somewhere around 3 in the afternoon. We'll call it. it took several hours to do the chores that you had to do. You had to walk down to the docks, you had to go talk to the people, you had to bring that stuff back. There was food that was done. You were sticking around for a while providing medium. By the time you get over to the inn, it's looking more like 7, something like that. Um, you're going to be helping these guys at the docks when everything's shut down, so that they can try to get up by the morning. They're expecting you there probably around the terms of 9. So you've got like a 3-hour window. Maybe 4 hours if you got there at 6. 6, I guess, makes more sense. People are going to be tired or whatever. The bakery is not open all day long, so like 5 to 6. So yeah, somewhere like a 4-hour window. So assuming your shenanigans fit within that time frame.
They easily could.
Okay. Then if you wanted additional time for napping afterward, you could. Otherwise, you could just do whatever.
No, I'm not. My character specifically will not be sleeping.
Okay. Are you going to hang out in the room, or are you going to go
Yeah.
someplace else with it? All right. Who all was sleeping where, so we knew where all the pairings was? Because I think we figured that out last time.
I think Evelyn and Fidelity were in one room,
Yeah.
and everybody else was in the other room.
Good lord, why?
The problem with that is that that would include 2 very big stone lions.
Yeah, 2 very large. These rooms are we had them
Fidelity
across
invited
the
them
halls.
to. Fidelity invited them to his room, but they were like, "Nah."
What we could do is, rather than having the rooms be across the hall, we'll just have them be back to back. So it is possible for the two Hachi to be like in one room and the other room with just the wall between them. They'd stay within range of each other.
I was actually thinking that they'll just sleep in front of the doors, but that might mean that they're blocking the
Yeah.
the entire hallway,
Fully.
which would
Yeah.
also not be ideal.
Completely blocking it. Yeah, but if the rooms are back to back, you could actually be in separate rooms and just stay within range via the wall. You're kind of pinned there a little bit, but you two have intrinsic knowledge of where each other are.
Okay.
So which one have you stuck in which room?
I'm gonna say Vincent is with Ambrose and Jean-Luc,
Okay.
and Vincetta is with Evelyn and Fidelity.
Okay.
Nice.
In the Vincent room, there's a lot of sleeping going on from the sounds of it. Ambrose wanted to nap, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jean-Luc is also probably out like a light. He has had a long day, and he is still kind of processing the fact that his entire village burned down.
Yeah.
Fair.
And is trying to figure out how he feels about that. Ambrose, go ahead and do a community perceive check. I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm bad at. Oh, my computer
Yeah,
perceives.
it's not an easy one either. I'm gonna call it difficulty 3.
Okay, so 2d6 then.
No, just to mention, the Vinces are totally napping.
Okay.
Yeah, 2d6, and what stat do I add to that?
I think it's mind exert, or is it mind perceive? We'd have to
What
check
do you,
that.
what?
For a
what's the roll?
perception, for a community perception check.
Should be community exert.
Yeah, community exert. Sorry.
Okay. That's not great. Let's see how I do. Fuck. I got a 9.
That's it, unless you try to twist it. Which
How
I
does
don't
that
necessarily
work?
like. Well, I mean that's just adding the d4 from medium. But I was gonna say that like in the case of perception, it's legal to do, but this is something your character would like idly notice. There isn't necessarily
Okay.
like cause for you to try to boost this roll.
Okay, that's fair. Then I will leave it as it is.
Okay. You drift off to bed. As does everybody else in that room. So that room's saw on logs. Over in the other one, depending on what you want to do while you're awake, what did you want to do, Fidelity?
We had a conversation,
Okay.
and the Evelyn and Fidelity had a conversation and fooled around for a bit
All right.
outside of the room.
Yes.
We can post that conversation if you want, but the like the time of day is going to be wrong.
That's okay. It doesn't need
It'll
to be accurate. The bigger question is whether or not it's using up the majority of the time, or if there's anything else you want to do while you're awake here.
I think it was only like an hour or two tops.
yeah, it didn't take that much time. Um and Evelyn went to sleep, but there is an element that Fidelity is pretty positive he said something to make her mad, and she won't tell him why.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just kind of laid there fretting about it.
Okay,
It's
Uh,
not what happened.
then
now,
go on.
if you want to know, Emmy, it's because he kept asking, "What's it feel like after you pulled out of and all that?" And I'm like, "Why are you asking this?" "Oh, I just want to make sure you're okay." Aha. Rolls over. Did I do something wrong? Just go to sleep.
You're
I'm
gonna
totally
have
not curious at all.
to. Yeah, we should post them up at some point if it's going to be a thing that has ramifications,
Okay.
so that we have it available. Um, in the meantime, your time of departure draws near, since it sounds like everybody's kind of being idle and or napping. Um, you wake back up. You've regained a couple points of medium, which I think is probably enough to top off most of you.
Mhm.
Likewise, you've regained a couple endure, if anybody was short on those.
How much medium did we get? Sorry.
2.
Okay, that puts me at I had 0. You gave us 1, and then I have 2, so I'm up to 3. Okay.
Yeah. It's worth noting, sorry, vernacular for game mechanics. Regaining or restoring is different from gaining.
Okay.
So when I'm giving you medium at the start of the game for like treats for doing things like review, that refills your empties before it pushes you over the top.
Okay.
Okay.
So that I had that correct. That 1 medium went to the fact I had 0, and
Right.
then I got
Yeah.
2 more. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
So
making.
if you were below your max when you got a spare, you don't actually get that spare. It's just restoring
Okay.
what's missing. But yeah, you'll wake up. It is now later in the evening, getting in on like 8:30 to 9. In this part of the world right now, that's getting pretty dark. Looking outside the window, for some of you, there is especially I think Jean-Luc, but depending on everybody else's just overall emotions, just looking out the shuttered windows is exciting because the city is still alive and alight with all kinds of just like really pretty lamps, just like natural firelight and all kinds of like dancing shadows and stuff that are about. There's still plenty of noise going on. The place is still pretty active um, at this particular time of the evening, and it's got this sort of vibe of being just kind of happy and chatty and celebratory. It's a welcome relief from the pretty much constant panicked running you've been doing for the past 3 days.
Hmm.
And you can probably pick up food down below if you need to.
Perfect. Am I still full from eating a whole ass pie by myself?
You might be coming down off of that. And you
Okay,
had half the pie. Jean-Luc had the other half.
Oh, okay, good. At least I shared. That's good.
Amateur.
Jean-Luc reaches for pie. Ambrose, angry buzzing. I'll probably go down and get something to eat as well.
Yeah, I'll go
I
down as
will as
well.
well.
Everybody kind of piles out of the rooms to get ready to go outside. You're kind of approaching the stairway, and a little figure steps up and blocks your path. It's one of the little bunny children. Um, they look a little bit more like humans with bunny ears than they do like anthro bunnies, but something about their overall motion is a lot more rabbit-like than human-like. They're very darty, especially the kids. Um, and they tend to bounce around back and forth a little bit, but this one is blocking the exits, looking intensely in your direction, being like, I need your help.
With what?
With what, little one?
Um, okay, listen, this is important. You're not going to tell my mom, right?
Well, I'll kind of kneel down. I have experience talking to children. They'll say, "Couldn't dream of it." Now, what do you need?
I can't believe you'd lie to my face. Do you mean it? Do you pinky swear? He holds up a little like paw-like hand.
I hold up my taloned pinky and cross it, and I say, "I pinky swear."
Your claws are really big.
Sorry, I'm not used to them yet.
Come here. My room's upstairs.
Okay.
And he scampers over up another stairway. This stairway is pretty narrow. This is intended for the family lodgings upstairs. It's not really getting heavily trafficked. Some of you are going to have a hard time ascending this stairwell. You might want to elect who's going up here or change your shapes.
I'll just turn into a small owl, flap my wings, and fly up.
Okay.
I imagine.
Go ahead.
I imagine I can fit.
Yeah, a standard sized person can get up there, but like the Vinces are going to have a hard time doing this. You're too damn big.
Yeah, that's okay.
Also, the upper story is like not enjoying you. You are very heavy. This is a wooden structure.
Yeah.
As you
Might
move
wanna-
around, people below are going like, fuck.
Might want to
Creaking of straining timbers.
I might want to take human form.
You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do.
I'm not even your fake dad. I can tell you what to do all day long. You just don't have to do it.
Those of you who decide to ascend will get up to the top, and the childling will bring you to his room, and be like, okay, and he's standing in front of his door, with his hands blocked. He goes, listen, I didn't mean to do this. It wasn't my fault. I just don't know what to do about it now.
Oh, are
Promise
you going to
won't
show
get
us?
mad.
Okay, show us what it is.
He's like looking nervously
can't
behind him.
Can't make us promise before we know what it is.
But you
That's
gotta
not fair.
promise! I didn't mean to do it!
Okay,
I
okay.
just pick him up under the shoulders. I'm like, somebody open the door.
Voice of Vincetta from downstairs. Just promise.
I promise. I promise.
You open the door up. It is a kid's room. Looks like it's definitely shared between all three of them. He scrambles himself loose and he runs over to his bed, which is over a crate. Like it's on. There's a blanket, and then there's clearly an object under the blanket. And he goes, I just thought it was a weird chicken. And then he pulls the blanket off of it, and underneath it is in fact a weird chicken. However, upon instant recognition of this creature, you can feel the kind of resonance of medium around it. It is a weird chicken of particular make and quality. Not a thing that you can recognize with any kind of name because none of you have any experience with it, but a thing you can recognize as what Harold would call a notion. It's clearly a creature made out of medium.
Oh.
Like,
That's
hey, what's up? Are you a muse?
Oh, what?
that's a yes. I kind
Or
of
not.
reach out a giant talon.
I thought you shrunk.
Right, yes, I'm just an owl right now, so I'll perch on the end of the bed.
I will flutter up and I will offer a small hand. Because I assume I'm more sized to meet this creature.
Nugget is a French hen, unless you wanted to be rooster shaped.
Nope.
But may or may not have additional qualities. How do you want to present here?
Floofy chicken for now.
Okay. Appears to be floofy chicken, by and large. Overall body language is a little bit different than purely chickeny, though. Clearly looking out with eyes that belie a degree of intelligence. um, and some understanding of where it's located, though perhaps a little out of context. Nugget, it's been a weird couple days. For
Yeah.
for about 3 days ago, you were hanging out happily, or relatively happily, in as a chicken, just a regular ass chicken in a farm in about 900s France. Not that you knew the name and or location, but it wasn't a bad life. You were fed. You had other chickens about. You were even taken care of by a cute little boy um, who would feed you and gave you a little bell to play with and stuff like that, and then would go off and hang out with the sheep and do various shepherd related things. Um, and then
It
he kind
always
of
carried
dipped.
away my butt rocks.
Yeah. You were just standard chicken like. Rendereds before they manifest aren't any particularly different than any other animal. Um, they are made of medium like every other muse is, but like every other muse, they are kind of socially trained to be what they are, and you were for all the world a chicken until chicken wasn't big enough to contain you. Um, but you were a little bit of a feisty one. There was always a little bit more cunning involved than most people credited their standard domestic chickens with. In fact, there was a kind of a running joke in town that this particular farm didn't have a dog; it had Nugget.
Oh,
Who was not a particularly large chicken by any standards, but you did tend to know when stuff was up. Um, and eventually, stuff got up real big. It was hard to kind of figure out when it actually began, but things began breaking and crunching and screaming, and the world around you began falling apart. This town was under attack by something that couldn't necessarily be seen or recognized in any particular way. You didn't have language for it. You didn't have language anyway. All the other chickens are scrambling at the cage to try to get out. But when you saw this thing approaching, it gave off this kind of radiance that you recognized. It was something that you kind of recognized in yourself. And that brought with it a kind of idea of self as individual that hadn't really been present before. And with that, this rushing kind of brain expanding moment of all sorts of different things regarding the context of your situation, and what might be done to prevent this invasion in your area, and the fact that you were not in your current state capable with tooth, nail, claw, or anything else available of defending against this massive swarm that was incoming. Um, so you had an opportunity to, or you had a need rather, to reach for something greater. Um, and I'm going to say that this is where you actually ended up receiving your first stroke, which, if I gave you the right one, off the top of my head, should have been Ignite. What did I give you? What was the F1 that I gave you?
F2.
F2. Let me make sure that that's actually right. No, that was the wrong one. It should be F1. Sorry, swap that. Let me update your little thingy over here. All right, F1. F1, which is Ignite. You fought back against the swarm with the only thing that you thought could do, which was fire. Painted it into space. Proceeded to ignite your cage, which allowed you to get out of it, as well as chunks of the this sort of strange otherworldly swarm, which flew into the random buildings, just all around as they cascaded away from you, and proceeded to ignite all of those as well. The last thing that you saw of that particular village, as you were just kind of coming to consciousness and beginning to recognize yourself as a kind of thinking, language-born being, were the buildings around you burning down before you slipped in the gallery. From there, we'll kind of hop into the rest as we go, but it's been a haphazard extravagance that concluded more recently with being picked up by a kid after being sold from some chicken vendor who thought you were a weird chicken, and the kid thought you might be rare, brought you home, and you were like, hey, and he's been hiding you under a blanket for like the past day, checking you on you like every half hour, being like, I'm sorry, I just don't know what to do.
Please don't turn me into dumplings.
Aw.
The blanket is torn off here, and you see a series of different people, all shaped in peculiar ways that you've never seen before, um, but all giving off this same kind of shimmer that you recognize is similar to what the swarm that you ran into before. They all have this kind of resonance that is in fact coming off of you yourself. You recognize them as other beings, kind of like yourself, except for one, a small boy who you swear for all the world is the same one that took care of you. Is there any distinct feature of Nugget that would be recognizable to the owner? Do you have like a feather pattern or something?
Yeah. Big fluffy yellow bird.
Okay. Chocobo Nugget over here. Jean-Luc kind of goes over and blinks and goes, Nugget? No. Um, you think that this is probably the dude, and he's kind of standing there amongst these other people, looking just stunned that you'd be alive, of all things, to come out of this burning rubble that he found. A random chicken.
Jean-Luc? Wait, hold on. Didn't you take care of me?
You speak now? He's speaking in French at you, which you kind of natively understand. It's the language you're speaking back to him. Well, proto-French. Whatever 900 AD France was using.
Owls and chickens use.
But he runs over to the cage and shakes it and goes, "Oh my! How did you get here? Why are you talking?"
I mean, honestly, I have no idea. There was a lot of fire and a lot of running. I got a little sidetracked, not gonna lie. And then next thing I know, I was just bent over eating something, and somebody scoops me up and puts me in a cage.
Oh my God! You were there during the. And he kind of looks over at Ambrose, and points and goes, This was my chicken."
Oh, I see.
Wait, like this was just a regular chicken you had?
I guess. How is it that all of my animals are in fact people? He manages to
I
get
was
the
going
cage
to
open.
ask that.
He gets the cage open and kind of holds his hands out to like let you like get in them, and says, "I was never going to eat you, I promise."
Oh, I believe you. I mean, after all, I was your best layer. And I know you were so sweet to me. I really loved that bell you gave me that one time. That was great.
Uh, yeah, and he's kind of looking over at Ambrose like, "I was totally gonna eat this bird."
Ambrose will nod a little bit.
Old to lay. That's when they're perfect for soup stock.
I never eat you. I was totally gonna eat her.
It's like, well, now that we know we can't eat the chicken, I'm just slowly looking over at the boy, grinning.
Like, no. No.
He kind of takes a minute to catch on and goes, no. First of all, I bought that chicken with my money and I need a refund. And I guess it's not a chicken. You know what? We can forget the refund if we just don't tell anybody that I bought a Muse.
All right.
Oh, don't worry. You don't have to worry about anyone finding out.
If it makes everybody feel better, he haggled a lot for me.
I did haggle a lot for you. Why didn't you say anything then?
I mean, I don't know. It seemed like an inopportune time to, be sold as a talking chicken.
Yes, that would mean If I was the vendor, I would have jacked up the price.
He kind of, oh, you're right. That's a smart chicken.
Well, Nugget, it is lovely to meet you. I am Evelyn B. Preston. A pleasure. And I'll kind of spread my, in this just pure owl form, just spread my wings and do a sort of bow. I'm a very large jet black owl with red eyes.
You have really pretty feathers.
Cute.
Somehow
So far
she
from
has
everyone,
the usual array of like non-morphic anthro chest fluff just to suggest tits.
Yeah,
The
I
owls were
am.
our friends.
They were?
Yeah, they scare off all the hawks.
Hmm. I kind of cock my head and I say, I wonder how a fox would taste right now. I've been getting weird cravings since I became a bird, but thank you. You're the first person who has been, oh, you look good instead of you're a bird, which has been a little rude, to be honest.
I mean, is there something wrong with being a bird?
They eat
Well,
bugs. I thought she was gonna eat me. I've been eaten by an owl before.
Not fair. You do look tasty, I guess.
He's gonna like fly back and hide behind Fidelity.
It's like, don't
Uh,
worry. Everything's gonna be fine. We're just gonna eat this kid, and then that'll be taken care of.
You're not
I
gonna eat
smack you with
me.
my wing.
There's like, that's why you don't gotta worry about your mom finding out.
I'm gonna tell my mom you're gonna eat me.
Oh, you don't have time to get there. And I'm just like kind of doing crabby hands.
He backs
I,
up a little bit, but he's smirking.
It's like, I'm gonna get you.
He's kind of like backing up a little bit, and just like darts back and forth, remarkably quick. I mean, children in general are pretty quick, but this is a rapid child.
mm-hmm.
Kind of does the spontaneous bunny scamper where like there's a back, there's a forth, there's back and forth, and then suddenly, as if by teleportation, he's 6 other places at once.
I'm gonna grab him.
There's a yelp, and then he kind of looks back at Nugget and says, "I'm sorry, that I bought you, but I think they are what you are. I think, um, they can probably do a better job than I can."
He says through getting noogied.
Mm-hmm.
The ears are just
I
kind of
mean,
like,
that makes as much sense as anything else today.
So you were just a normal chicken until recently, like Ambrose was a bee.
Mm-hmm.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Nugget, as you are kind of encountering these people, various things are becoming clear to you that have been pretty vaporous over the past few days. You've been adrift. You didn't really have any guidance. There wasn't a whole lot there except for the one time that you encountered these really strange kind of signs that kept pointing you in different directions, but you didn't actually see a patron proper because the one that found you is kind of quasi-insane and delivers her messages through like portents rather than actually being there in person. Um, but like the signs guided you toward this bell that is currently being strung around your neck, um, or currently is hanging around your neck, which Jean-Luc has kind of taken note of, kind of assumes that you brought it with you. Um, but you hadn't. It was actually kind of delivered unto you by various signs that kind of told you where to go. Uh, and you also discovered, as these signs led you around, um, various revelations between watching the fires of the place burn, seeing news sites as spreading about, and also encountering basically freedom for the first time, as well as the concern of having to find your own food rather delivered to you. You encountered additional strokes. The first one, which I mentioned, I think was N3, um, which, if you get a chance to check out the stroke document,
Mhm.
will give you
Mask.
Yes, mask. Selectively masks or washes out portions of paintings that affect a glyph, allowing you to hide or obscure them. Paint this effect onto another painting as you paint it. So this one is a stacking ability. You would use this on top of Ignite if you wanted to use it with your own stuff. If the painting would affect a target or object or something else within its range you wish it wouldn't, select as many as you wish it to mask out. Those are not affected. You can also use this to make your glyphs invisible as you use them. If you saturate it, which means if you just put additional medium into it, so that it's not visible. This is actually what made the glyph that was hiding the Starbucks difficult to find. Is it had been properly masked.
Okay.
Using this. And then I don't know if there is a... Doesn't look like there's an F1 R3. No, so you don't have a specific combination yet with those two. But you do have combinations with the rest of the party, should you decide to, at some point.
Cool.
But yeah, so you got that one along with you too. Y'all have encountered a new being. It appears to be kind of adrift. From the overall feel of it, it doesn't have a lot of experience here, possibly even less than you.
Well, it's good to have you aboard, Nugget.
Thanks.
Uh,
Anybody want to maybe let me out of this cage though?
Oh, Jean-Luc already did that. That was
Okay, cool.
yeah. He tore it open to pull you out of there.
Cool. Definitely gonna spread my wings a little bit.
In a somewhat chickenly mannerism. Feels nice to be able to move again. You are somewhat used to cages and had kind of discovered that you were happy not being in them anymore.
Very true.
Or you can just walk around and hit the ground with your face looking for food.
You're a free range chicken now.
Speaking of, anybody got some crumbs?
We can get you some proper food. Do chickens like mice? I know Playtest is very good rodent pies.
Ooh, yeah. Do I get to catch them?
No, they already baked.
It's also worth noting that that place is probably closed. It's 9 at night. She's likely asleep. She's a baker.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually going to have to go.
Get up in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're going to go. We have to go take care of some work pretty soon. Just like holding this kid upside down by his back legs. Just like on some boats, maybe we'll Shanghai this one. Just like kind of shaking him back and forth.
What do I have to do to escape this hell?
Like, there's consequences for everything.
Well, do y'all need some help?
We could use
There
it.
is strength in Muse numbers if you don't eat us.
Yeah, same to everybody else. Please don't eat me. It's kind of a hard limit.
I try not to eat anything that can talk to me. I gotta flip the kid around and set him on his feet. Just kind of like ruffle his hair between his ears.
Yeah, he looks pouty to have been thwarted. When you manifested, for this particular manifestation, you had to choose Sun or Moon as a general vibe for Vibrant Creature. Which one did you go for?
Moon.
Okay. Within primordial score and squares of the lowest density, the area feels or appears as daytime or nighttime, depending on which one you picked. You receive double complications to hiding or sneaking in an environment that isn't outside, and in light of matching intensity to your own. You actually already had. You gained the R1 stroke as well. So we'll add that to you because that was the moon stroke that kind of comes with it. Let me toss that one in there. You'll actually receive pretty big firepower boost by having Hug It Around. You've gotten 4 strokes out of it. You've gotten 3 so far, and you're about to get another one in order to catch up with the party. So I just click that one over there. R1 is silence. Can be used to stop sounds in an area. All around this bird is this kind of feeling of a almost silvery form of illumination that just kind of makes the shadows on it a little funky. Even shadows that are being cast by torchlight and stuff just kind of seem to not quite bounce properly. It's almost as though it's illuminated by a different light source. But like as you kind of get toward the outside, it appears to blend in a lot more, and that feeling kind of dissipates because you're at night right now. I take it you all. Do you want to grab food before you go, or do you want to head out there and see if there's food at the boat?
We should grab food before we head out there. We'll need it for the travel to the docks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, welcome to the group. I'm Fidelity, by the way.
Hello. Nice to have friends who won't eat me.
If people want to give physical descriptions to how they're looking once you get down into the area and back to whatever sizes you want to be. Yeah.
I'm gonna say George and I shared pictures of our characters in the game chat, but if necessity, if wow, if necessary for the recording, I am more than happy to describe Ambrose.
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. Ambrose is about a foot tall. He has like very light beige fur covering his body. He has antennae coming off of his forehead that are very, very cute. And shimmery wings that usually like hang down around his back when he sits on John Luke's shoulder, but he's often found in flight because he's much faster when he's flying. He's got crescent-shaped marks on his thighs, which are visible because he is wearing a black one piece with like crossed like mesh see-through scarves over it, as well as a fluffy neck ruff and a little crown on top of his head. But what stands out the most is, of course, his big stinger and his he has a pair of V-shaped earrings that just seem rather fine for a creature like him to have.
Mm-hmm.
Fidelity is about, I think, just in the neighborhood of 6 feet tall. He may or may not have breasts, depending on what he's doing at the time.
I like the idea that they just pop up and dissipate at random occurrences.
Is this a titty in or titty out kind of day?
His hair is a great, like, fiery brush of orange to yellows. He has a bit of a ruff. His he has kind of this deer-like quality about him, complete with 2 tall white antlers. But his mask, it looks kind of like a wolf's skull.
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
that's an element that I hadn't necessarily brought up. That's kind of in the lore. Everybody has this sort of floating like stage mask. It doesn't have any particular in-game function. It's just another thing to emote with. But where you wear it, what it looks like, it can change its expressions and stuff if you want to use it as a secondary characteristic or anything. But it is it's like having another face to gesture with. It's just sort of there with you. It can float behind you. It can hang off to the side. Shiloh's hung around a string. It's just medium that has congealed into like another expressive form.
so far, he's never taken it off. Never let anybody see. His forearms and lower legs are black, but leading down to them are swirls of lighter and darker blue stripes and intermixed with orange and yellows. He has almost paw-like hands with claws, but his lower feet are hooves. And he is very tall, but he is kind of tall and strong, but he has very slender shoulders and is very hippie. Very high femme. And I don't know what he's currently wearing.
Actually, I thought you put on kind of like scrub clothes because we went to your apartment and that was all you had.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Amber is not wearing his fancy outfit, but that's because he's wearing something that's easier to fly in.
Yeah, once you
They might-
change back, because you were human when you were in the canvas, or you were in a human form. Once you change back, it may have like automatically ripped into slutty mode because that's just a thing that occurs whenever Fidelity puts on clothes. So your legs bulged because they got stronger, and you ended up ripped into hot pants again.
That could be.
You know, the
I
tits
almost
manifested
forgot.
during a moment of triumph and somehow tore you into a crop top. You're not sure how that happened.
But it looks deliberate.
It looks deliberate.
He also wears a tiara that is a small diadem with a that wraps around his forehead with one point in the middle of his forehead that has an opposite point down his nose, and then left and right of his antlers is another up and down point, just like that. It's difficult to describe.
We should get a picture of that at some point.
I should. I need art of this character as Fidelity Darling.
Next.
Evelyn shifts into a anthropomorphic owl lady with jet black feathers, long dark hair that falls down the back and kind of curls at the end, large taloned feet and a pair of broad hands and a pair of broad wings on the back. Eyes blood red in color. Long tail feathers, magnificent tits. Just magnificent. Besides that, is currently dressed in a wide, bright white rimmed hat with a form-hugging white dress with that is strapless with a slit in the side of the leg.
Very Stolas coated.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Take
Yes, the Vinces, as they have come to be known, are a pair of quite large lions made of red granite. So yes, they're made of stone. Look just like lions. Maybe a bit idealized. The inspiration are statues after all, and look very nearly identical, except that one is male, one is female, and their masks are like stylized lion faces, except it's only like half the mask, the other half is blank. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all.
And, Alex, do you have any additional details on Nugget at this stage?
I mean, for right now, it's really cool that y'all all have those like big forms. I feel like I'm a chicken, but like, how, how do I do that?
It is a thing that you are kind of exploring in your mind as you're seeing it, because it does seem to look familiar. The one thing that you don't necessarily have a specific conscious control over is the mask that manifests the moment that you manifested the first time, which is when you use the medium to paint that stroke. So there has been a thing that has been kind of floating around you. What its overall shape is and stuff may vary, but it's something that kind of looks a bit like a face. It might look like a skull. It might look like it could look human. It could look bird-like. It's just sort of an orbit that has been hanging out.
This really cool bell. I don't think it's the same as my old bell. It looks very similar. But as far as like,
what do you want that attached? I said that it was around your neck, but you can put it anywhere.
no, that's perfect.
Okay.
It jingles every time I like bend over to peck at the ground.
Those of you who have kind of gotten a bit more of examination on this bird can kind of put two and two together and guess that that bell is likely the instrument that was given to it by the patron when Nugget first arrived in Gallerie. As far as you know, everybody kind of gets one. So at some point or another, there was some kind of interaction. Although Nugget doesn't specifically recall it as such because the patron that was encountered doesn't actually show up in person, like the other ones that you guys saw did. But you get downstairs, and there's a general kind of like hush that falls over the people attending. Place is packed. It's nighttime at a tavern. Um, but there's as you kind of get down the stairs, somebody in the corner gives a little wolf whistle like ow, and there's a general chuckling that kind of takes place. A couple people wave. You can tell that you're standing out like sore thumbs, but nobody seems particularly malicious about it or anything like that. So far, the vibe here has been pretty kind. If a little like I guess awestruck might be the right word. Uh, they're all a little like not necessarily certain. One muse is already kind of a surprising thing to run into. A group this big is something that most of these people probably haven't seen before. Everybody can go ahead and do community perceives at difficulty 3, and we'll see if anybody passes them as you're trying to get through. So the way you do this check,
Sorry.
Alex, on page 43 is where checks are explained. But to summate a little bit, this is specifically a perception check. Check out your character sheet. And look for your community perceive. So whatever community you perceive is written down there.
1.
Okay. The difficulty of this check is 3. If you look at page 43, you'll see a comparison between like your score and its score.
Yeah, so I need to roll 2d6.
Right. Yeah. And then you'll be adding your community exert score to that. Your goal is to hit a 12.
Well, I rolled a 10, and my exert's a 2, so that's a 12.
You did it.
I get +2, so I only got a 10 still. So
Okay.
all right.
If anybody wants to twist this, they're welcome to. Just remember that it costs you medium to do so.
Yeah, no.
Not with a 4.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Do we have anybody else pass?
Nope, I had a 6.
Okie dokie. Y'all are able to go get your, go up and order food from the innkeep. Did we give her a name? I don't think we did.
Hang on, let me check my notes. Let me get to the right tab. Nope. We got the baker cat named Susie, but we do not have her
Her name is Celery now.
Her name is what?
Celery.
Okay.
I've decided this. She's a bunny. We get to do that.
That sounds like more of a merchant's name.
I get the joke. Celery will proceed to provide you all with some meals, and dishes up like some hearty looking stew and stuff, and puts it all in front of you to go through, including your new friend who is sitting over at the end of the table. Nugget, when you were looking around, you noticed something that kind of escaped everybody else's view, and that was that there were several people who were looking rather concerned at the party, if not outright scared. It's a view that is kind of coming in off the street once in a while, and it feels peculiar because it is rarer than most of the looks. Most of the looks, people are interested, happy, maybe amused, but like all in all, not too terribly concerned. But there are a few people that look very concerned. And the thing that's curious about it is almost exclusively people who are armed. So you're seeing the kind of soldier types, the armored folks, the other adventurers, people who look like they're travelers and stuff, are looking over and like keeping their hands close to their hilts, or looking otherwise alarmed. But you're presented with food. It smells good.
I'm too busy soaking up the attention,
As am I. I'll kind of
like giving a big flourishing bow.
yeah. Well, wave
there
a
are a
little
couple
bit.
return ones. Even a few people being like, "My God, you're so pretty." You are very flashy compared to a lot of the stuff around here. Not all, though. It is a very colorful town. There are cats of all different colors all over here, and some really neat-looking clothing too.
So yeah, I'll do the same, and I'll just kind of wave.
So, what brings us all together? Like, how'd y'all get here?
We all came to the same slip.
Yes. Different times, though.
Yeah, we fell through like pretty close to each other. So we all ended up at the same cat Starbucks.
Oh. I've never had coffee, but I've always, I guess, thought the smell was nice. Can we go there?
I don't know if you would have coffee in the year 800.
Oh, definitely
Well,
not.
it's
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've been wandering around these streets for a couple days. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
No, the place is doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Aw.
it's burned down.
Celery, who is overhearing your conversation, goes, we do have coffee in town, though. I'll warn you, it's kind of expensive around here.
No, well, I don't actually have any money.
She goes, "Shh, baby, you have money. You have Muses always have money. You just got to figure out how to negotiate. Don't do it here. I don't need more medium yet, but I need money."
It's like, yeah, we already have to go do this stuff for at this ship. Let's figure out where our next meal's coming from after that's taken care of.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, this one's for free, she says, kind of gesturing to the stew, and she looks
I'm already
over.
eating it.
She looks over to Nugget and kind of winks and goes, "Because you dealt with my son's little issue." She clearly was aware of Nugget being stored under a blanket and didn't say anything. But the next one I'm gonna.
I was screaming.
That's a good bunny, Mom.
Mhm.
And it's like halfway through the stew, just like, how many bowls is still free?
She sighs and goes, "Two. You get two."
Nom, 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 nom.
She will spoon up the other one, but looks amused. Y'all can finish consuming and then hit the road when you're ready.
Yeah,
You get outside.
Anybody want my second bowl?
I'll eat it.
Jean-Luc kind of puts his hands over the bow and goes, "Ambrose, you're not going to be able to fly.
I'm only gonna eat a little bit.
You ate almost all of my bowl."
Okay. That's
Am-
fair.
Ambrose pouts back over on the shoulder, sloshed out, partially crafted with soup. Just Jean-Luc picks him up by the wings, and it's just the cat full of soup meme.
Yes.
Like plops on the shoulder. He kind of looks over at Nugget and goes, "Is the soup good?"
Yeah.
He looks very
Why?
concerned. Like, "Do chickens normally like soup? I never gave you soup."
I mean, it's got chunks of meat in it, and I'm mostly just picking those out.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope
Dude,
the grain was good.
dude, it's chickens. They'll eat anything you put in front of them.
Shh! I tried to. He kind of like looks over at Fidelity and goes, "I know you magically produce food in the future, but back in my time, we had to kill the chickens.
And it's like, yeah, we do that. We still do that too.
Even though you can magically make food."
We don't magically make it. We just grow like huge amounts of it.
But the place that we went that had the food, there were no chickens there.
Yeah, that's frozen in the back. They have these big boxes that freeze things, so you can keep meat like really long.
You can freeze meat?
Yeah. It's
So you know how all of my fellow hens, like a bunch of them, just died last winter? It's basically that.
We didn't eat them. They'd been out for days. The future's weird. Don't go there. I mean, kind of go there, but apparently they eat chicken still.
Is that not what they're talking about?
He goes, no, we can go into like the future and see really weird stuff. Honestly, I kind of like this place better. It's a little less overwhelming.
I mean, it sounds like chicken rights have become a really big issue, you know?
I haven't necessarily looked into the state of what's a right.
Oh, it's basically your government can't do things to you against your will usually. Like they can't
That's
kill
one thing
you.
I learned in France.
They can't kill you or steal your property or usually, ideally.
He kind of
Sometimes they do
blinks
that.
disbelievingly and says, "Does it work?"
Sometimes, other times the people rise up and cut their heads off. Like they did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They did it in France in the 1700s.
John looks like.
They,
When was I from? 900 or something? Wow, another 1,000 years.
yep. It didn't last, but it was nice in the moment. They beheaded the king and queen.
Oh, everybody had a jolly good time, except the royalty.
Well, I suppose they had it. And then he trails off into French as the cookie wears off. It's been a while, long enough for y'all to have to restock your magic.
Right, right.
You can still understand him, Nugget, as can Ambrose, as you all are kind of natively speaking French, but everybody else is now left in the conversation void until you consume another mumble cookie.
Okay, I will. Just fuck. Do any of us have a bag? What are we carrying our stuff
We
in?
have our pockets, remember?
That's right, our
Yeah,
pockets. I will
everybody
reach into
has an
my
innate bag
pocket.
of holding.
That's true. I will reach into our
Pocket.
bag. Yep. And give us about, I'll say 3 pastries, which leaves us with 3. And I will eat one, and I will hand one to Nugget, and I will hand the other one to Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc Hiccup eats it and says, "If you read my first Bergen, you understand this, because otherwise we're not speaking the same language." They're kind of dry.
We need to get a Canadian in this group.
Mm.
It's funny. There's canonically one. Silver's a Canadian.
A Canadian who is not a cat.
They were an otter. I'll have you know.
Ah. Oh,
Also-
they're just the cat art. Okay, yeah.
It's like, one that can speak French so they can translate for both of us. Fidelity says this in character,
Yeah.
as if a French-speaking Canadian could communicate with a person from France from the 900s
Yeah.
who is not speaking the same language, let alone dialect.
It makes perfect sense.
It does.
Nobody else there has much context to compete that with, I don't think, so nobody questions it.
Anachronisms.
You consume this cookie, and suddenly all the jibber jabber and hornswoggling around you makes sense again.
I started eating the cookie as soon as it was presented before you started explaining anything.
But y'all wrap up. Celery says, "Okay, if you get in late, just open the door quietly so that you're not waking anybody up." And she kind of points over to Vince and Vincetta and says, "Is there any way for you to not weigh like 6 tons?"
Oh, if we have to, yes.
It would be real nice. I don't necessarily trust my floors.
That is a very good idea. We do not want you crashing through it.
Okay, it feels so weird.
She kind of shrugs and says, "Sorry."
Probably feels less weird than falling through floors.
I don't know, I've been doing a lot of falling.
Y'all can head outside into the
all
streets.
Walking
In
down
the
the-
streets, you don't need to be small. You can, in fact, be large and take up a lot of room, as people give you a pretty wide berth out there. But it is a beautiful sight. The town is alive with nightlife. There are lanterns hung out of every window. There's the whole place is kind of bathed in a golden red from all the various lighting that's around. Smells delicious. There's like nighttime food that's being sold at all sorts of different kind of street vendor locations, little tent carts and stuff like that, where people are trying to make the rest of the day or get rid of the stuff that they couldn't sell during the day at discounted prices. Still pretty active out here. It's not terribly late, but it is dark. It has the sun has gone down. As you head toward the water, the temperature actually warms up a little bit. The water's keeping it pretty even, so by the time you get down there, it's comfy out. It's a good, feels like a warm summer night.
Oh, nice.
And you can see lanterns on the ship. It is quite lit up. They're set up for work in the evening.
All right. I will stretch my wings and fly over there.
Okay.
I am going to use my tiara to clothe myself like a dock worker, but
Slutty.
with
like a dock worker or like a cunty dock worker?
I mean,
Are you gonna be a sailor or are you gonna be a sailor?
it's gonna be a dock worker, but a dock worker from a musical where all their clothing is like tailored
Yes.
and impossibly properly fitting,
Perfect.
which is not at all like
And clean.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks very costumey. Fits very well though. More midriff than sailors are used to showing, but
I was gonna say.
when you've got a cute little waist like that, you can't hide it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of y'all can all get down as you get there. You arrive, and the captain waves you down and goes, "Good, you're back. I was worried I was gonna have to send out a search party." It's hard to tell if he's kidding.
We are here and ready to do what we must.
You guys all right? Hey guys! And he kind of yells back at the ship behind him. A whole bunch of heads just kind of like pop over the edge of the boat, of various types, including there's like a splash, one under the water, that has a shape
Mermaid.
about the ears. What?
The mermaid.
Yeah, shape about the ears, that resembles vaguely fish finned. There are waves and cheers of like, hey, the entertainment's arrived. And he goes, all right, listen, I got food up there, I got ale up there. You can eat, you can drink. 1, don't fuck up. 2, don't take all my supplies. 3, we gotta have this place ready to hit the sea by 6 a.m. Earlier, preferably.
Understood.
Just like, all right.
I'll glance at everyone else. Work first, and then we drink ourselves silly.
Bullshit! So the bunch of people up there who all of them currently have like ale, and it is very clear that they are supposed to be on shore leave right now, but have to stick around to get this boat going, or they don't get paid. So the party has begun. The party may in fact have begun several hours ago.
All right. Well,
The captain rolls his eyes and is perhaps the only sober person in the group and doesn't seem happy about it.
It's
Oh.
only it's always 9 o'clock on some timeline.
so yeah, we dive into it and get to work, I guess.
Okay. You will get up there. There is a crew of, I'm going to call it like 15 to 20 people that are on deck, doing all manner of different tasks to get this place literally shipshape. Some of it's repairs, not a lot of it, since that's kind of been designated as your jobs. But there are various relocation of supplies. The holds are being sprayed down and cleared out. There's a combination of people flagging down. You can see that every place that needs fixing has been kind of like chalked. And one of them points out to you, like, hey, okay, so we need every place that we marked with one of these that needs to get patched. Every place that we marked with one of these, we need to get reinforced. They kind of give you this whole key, different shapes and stuff, to help out with. And he goes, and then there's a whole section like underwater. I don't know if any of you can swim or something, but like we can have one of the gills down there kind of point you out. And you can figure out what to do with that situation. If you got to do it from within, we'll bring you down to the village, but it's damp.
I don't. I don't know if I swim.
I
Well, I
don't.
mean, there's one way to find out, right? He says raucously. There's a lot of noise in this place, and a lot of people that are very close to everybody else. They all seem like they're pretty friendly with each other. There's a couple, mock fights that take place now and again as they're going through. Ambrose, it's kind of loud. It's a little overwhelming. Um, Suddenly, your group has gained another person in it, another person that you don't inherently trust by virtue of the fact that you've been consumed by birds before. Um,
Mhm.
and now this place is also feeling a little busy. Jean-Luc, also, who is usually your sort of emotional anchor when it comes to this stuff, is not looking as at ease as he did in the tavern. When he was surrounded by
Oh.
all the caterwaul
Mhm.
and the various other colorful people, it felt like this fanciful dream. It wasn't quite so real. Most of the people on this bridge are human, or just like
Mhm.
unaltered. And some of the other ones, it just kind of feels like being on a ship. They all seem pretty friendly, but they're all kind of drunk. They're all kind of rambunctious, and they're all pretty loud. There's music on the bridge. There's people actively playing. It's good music too. Just sailors playing songs and kind of keeping the people awake while they're doing this,
Yeah.
and entertained for the evening. But it is difficult to avoid people kind of poking, prodding, and Asa being like, so like, are you always like this big? Like, how are you gonna help out with this? You use like medium and stuff, don't you? You paint this shit.
Ambrose is going to probably eventually turn himself into a regular bee and then crawl into Jean-Luc's pocket. Oh.
I gotta go ahead and put you in disdain right now.
Okay.
Your modifications are thus. Let me pull it up here.
Okay.
Uh, Gosh, George, I should really put bookmarks on this thing.
Oh man, I feel silly for not suggesting that.
Yeah, why didn't you tell Emmy to do that?
I
Some
never,
friend.
I never actually suggested that.
Here we go. Areas of a character's disdain decrease their motif characteristic score by 1. Checks are complicated. A character cannot use a light.
Okay. So if my score was already 1, it becomes 0.
Let me see if there's a thing for that.
That would be rough for me if that value can be reduced to 0.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it can. So
Okay.
we're, I'll put another note into it, but you're just going to be at checks are complicated.
Ow.
Okay.
Because it puts too many weird contingencies in if it can be reduced to 0. Unless we just deplete you, which could happen, but I feel like that's a little extreme for this environment. So there is a thing that can occur called depletion. That's like an emotional state where you're no longer capable of producing medium.
Oh gosh.
At which point you can't access your manifested abilities. You always get to have your motif abilities. Nothing can take those away, but the manifested abilities go away, and you can't generate additional medium. It
Oh
just goes
geez.
away. Which we could put you into, but this is supposed to be kind of a pretty traumatic event that occurs, not just being on a loud boat. So I think I'm just going to complicate your checks.
Okay.
Those of you who are on repair crew, it becomes pretty clear, especially as you're talking to more and more sailors who are kind of like leaning in, laughing, flirting, trying to crack jokes. Even with the mumble cookies, you can't necessarily understand half of these people. They have expressed a dialect that is unique to the sea. And what's wild is that its meaning is coming through clearly because that's the nature of these kind of magical consumables, is that you will just understand each other, but you swear you're not necessarily hearing distinct individual phrases. It's all just kind of drawn together in one single unbroken sentence that has
Oh
in
no,
itself become a language.
Just going over to the brow there. You want to?
Yeah, which, I mean, you understood what that meant, but you don't know how you understood what that meant.
I can tell you, Emmy, I'm from Nova Scotia, which is literally over the fucking sea, so I can easily understand that.
There you go. Um, but it becomes pretty clear at the moment that Ambrose is not painting at his best. Um, it may be more useful to have him contribute medium than kind of be on the painting side.
If I can like contribute, if you guys want me to do the actual painting, I roll d6s instead of d4s on my painting checks.
Yeah, this is a thing that you're probably discovering at this point. I think you did have it from the beginning, but like we can say that it's becoming clear to you now as you're starting to get used to painting because you haven't done a lot of it so far. Is that a level 0 manifestation thing or a level 3 manifestation thing? I think it's 0.
I think it's pretty early. Let me take a look real quick. Where do I get that from? Is that
It's part of Selu.
it's Painted Pony?
Yeah, I think that's the first level thing. Yeah. So yeah, this is a thing that is kind of like becoming clear to you now as you're getting more confident with your painting that you appear to have a little bit more pull on the ink than everybody else does.
For a second there, I thought you guys were going to break out into a rendition of Pink Pony Club when I heard Painted Pony.
Yeah, if I wrote Pink Pony, I'd probably get slapped with some kind of lawsuit. There's enough references in this game already.
Yeah, that's not really the song that would fit this character though.
What is?
Don't. Always I wanna be with you
and make believe with you.
I live in harmony, harmony.
If you have not seen the actual music video for that,
It's
it is
wild.
It is a treat. They have another song that has an equally just wild music video. And I can't remember what it is, but it involves aliens.
What song is that?
Erasure's Always.
It was-
Achieved a momentary moment of stardom when it was the background noise for one of the Adult Swim Flash games.
Unicorn something or other.
Yeah, Robot Unicorn Attack. But it is it's actually a pretty solid song. And the music video is just hilarious.
This is so weird.
But let's get down to fixing stuff. What all needs done?
You get down to fixing stuff. So there are enough resources in this group that I don't think we need to be rolling for everything.
Okay.
Well, all we got to figure out is who's contributing to what. So in order to use this particular thing, which I think you're using cement as the sketch that's going to handle this, you will need F3 and C4. And y'all have Evelyn, Fidelity, and the Vincent and Senna both have all have F3. C4 is only possessed by Evelyn, so the only person who kind of needs to be involved in every painting is Evelyn. The rest of you can kind of cycle in and out, and either provide Evelyn with additional medium or trade off.
I will provide extra medium. That's about all I can do.
Excuse me. Okay.
If you want to do collaborative painting, so that you can make use of Painted Pony over here, let me get down to this section.
I think it's a good idea. It has a greater chance.
Mhm.
And if I need to spend medium also, I have discovered that I can sacrifice hit points to do that.
Mhm. Okay, so because of the configuration that you all have available here, it will need to be Evelyn who is painting the strokes combined if you want to kind of like contribute medium to it. For two people to kind of complete the sketch together, you both need to know how to paint it.
Okay.
And that's just if you're not able to get all the medium done at one time. Um, but that said, you can continue to kind of feed medium into this situation as Evelyn paints it. Um,
So, real quick, Fox said his computer crashed.
oh no. Okay. Uh,
Sorry, I don't want you to have to repeat yourself too much.
makes sense. We will wait for a second. Everybody has time to listen to Always by Erasure now.
Hell yeah.
I'm familiar with it. I don't need to.
Don't you though? You're due. Oh, I should jot down notes real quick for things that I need to adjust.
Nice.
Welcome back, George.
Welcome back.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. Okay. So in light of the fact that you're not particularly rushed, I don't think we need to sweat mechanics too hard. We're just gonna have to say that like Evelyn will have to be required for pretty much the whole evening, and is probably gonna be pretty tired. The rest of you can cycle through and contribute medium as needed.
So yeah, I raise my voice and just start singing, and the song so beautiful but also haunting begins echoing out.
Go ahead and roll to try to make the sketch go off. So just roll all your medium points in d4s.
Okay, so fuck, I only have 3 of them.
Okay, roll 3d4.
7.
Okay. Anybody else who wants to contribute can finish that up as long as they have the other half of the.
I would like to.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's all right. Hey, other people can keep pitching in.
Yeah, keep pitching in.
Also,
I think you got it.
what did you get to, Tygon?
Hmm?
What did you get to?
Well, I didn't roll.
Oh, okay.
I rolled to contribute medium.
So your medium points are basically all d4s, and
Mhm.
you're just rolling all of them to try to contribute to this process. But you lack the other stroke for this, so you can't collaborate on this paint. Um,
Gotcha.
so you get to watch while other people are kind of working on it and seeing it come to form. You see Evelyn kind of sing, and this sort of like formation of medium appears in the air as it congeals on top of the busted timbers of this boat. And then everybody else who is contributing donates their own in their own way. Um, which who else contributed?
Okay.
I can give medium, but I can't like do anything else. I don't have the right strokes.
Right. So I think it was gonna be either Vince Vincetta or Fidelity.
Yeah, but aren't they at more than enough already?
Yeah. But I don't have roll 20 open, so I don't know who rolled what.
Oh,
Ah,
I'm
Well,
sorry, I didn't see that. Rowan got a total of 7, and George added an 11.
Okay. Things are off and running. Um, the formation solidifies into place. There's a general cheer, and when it becomes clear that Evelyn is actually the sort of muse that sings her medium into place, the various minstrels who are already on the boat are overjoyed because they now have something they can contribute to. The beat kind of falls into place immediately, and for the first time in, I believe, your life, you have a backup band.
I hope you guys like jazz.
We don't. No, no, I'm kidding.
Oh,
What's jazz?
you find out.
um, a amazing kind of sequence of music kind of comes underway. Crew members are stomping their feet as you're going, and you feel this sort of like joyous accompaniment that just kind of brings your medium higher even more. As it's happening. It is a lovely sound, but Ambrose, it is just louder. It's louder than it was now a second ago. And it's all over the place because Evelyn is singing even more than she was prior as this is kind of taking place. Um, so yeah, you can huddle under a collar. Jean-Luc is sort of enraptured, having not really seen something like this to this degree. He's certainly seen music and dance. It's this is sort of the only entertainment that was available, but like it didn't have this vibe. So he's just kind of like tapping his foot and being very excited to kind of see this take place. Um, those of you who wish to join the dancing can do so as well.
Kind of. I kind of have to because it's how Fidelity paints.
Hmm. As you contribute as well, you kind of get in the middle, and there is general barks of delight taking place. And in this moment, it kind of becomes clear to you a number of different things. One, a little bit more on the nature of medium. As a general expression of both joyousness and the ability to kind of mend, uh, and also how it just kind of gets fed by stuff around it. You don't feel like you're depleting. If anything, you feel like you're getting more because the people around you are kind of actively contributing. It's almost like you're getting donations from them. Or just being spurred onward to produce more in this particular environment. Secondly, you kind of become a little bit more aware of where your names came from. There is a degree of joy and inspiration that seems to come from these kind of strange make-believe creatures that arrived on this boat, started up a magical song and dance, and are slowly repairing it as the evening goes on. Um, Evelyn, I'm going to have you try something so we can test a mechanic real quick.
Hmm.
Do 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 do.
I'm loving it.
Oh, God. So much for copyright violations.
uh,
Did you say copyright vibrations?
Yeah, that's it. I did say that. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid I've already done that.
Yeah, you
There's
can't
there
use
are
this as a game mechanic. Nintendo owns
an,
vibrations.
a number of vibrations are actually trademarked for my healing bed
Yeah.
company.
Mhm. Absurd. Where is this? Here it is. All right. Specifically impassioned by the situation. Would you like, Evelyn? You don't need to do this. I can't force you into it. But if you wanted to, do you want to activate your light?
Yes, I will.
Okay. The way this works is it's a luck roll on a nine. It's a percentile roll on a 90 or above. It will happen, but it gets modified based on your situation. So -10, the character is specifically impassioned by the situation. That can be anger, sadness, joy, anything provided the situation they're in or has recently experienced evoked it. I would say that this qualifies. So you're at 80 currently. There is already a downed ally due to this conflict. That's not there. Victory is unlikely without dramatically changing the circumstances. Also not there. A proper initiation narrative. This is channeling the very meeting the Muses made of. Their core is a flame for all to witness. Explain the reasoning, the imagery, the sensations, the sounds they trace. You can do that if you'd like to. I kind of gave you the premise, but your job is to make that happen.
I'm sorry, what was that part?
You got to lead into it. You got to explain why it's justified.
Okay.
And then the last one is this moment has come of an ongoing specific struggle to the character initiating it, reflects a moment of personal growth or need that has been culminating for some time. I don't know that that's specifically applicable in this point, but if you give me a good narrative, you'll get the -20. So that would mean that you would need a 70 or no, a 60 or above. Not too difficult to do.
So I open my beak and begin to sing, and I think
Did I lose you? Oh
Is
no!
there?
I think
Hello?
we just lost her to a computer crash.
Womp womp.
Mid narrative.
I think for the first time,
Oh, there we go.
yes, my Discord froze.
Aw.
I think I am where I'm meant to be and meant to doing what I'm doing, and actually feel good about myself and my prospects, and uh, I will need to find a way to upgrade my light because the song I chose is not really fit anymore.
That's okay. I mean, the song is not universal for every situation, right? But you can pick one if you want to for a situation like this one. Um, but yeah, roll a percentile. You're aiming for a 60 or better.
Okay. 1 second. Nope.
Okay. It's all right. It doesn't change the fact that you're still having a grand time or something. It just doesn't begin anything particularly otherworldly. Um, but it is a fantastic concert nonetheless, and the boat is getting patched up around you as you go, and you are having just a great time. As I would assume is Fidelity, as he continues to kind of like snag the spotlight from people. And as you're kind of like moving through this process, everybody also gets the opportunity to kind of converse with various members of the crew. So if anybody wants to go exploring the boat or trying to find stuff or talking to various people, go for it. Otherwise, I will abduct you with sailors.
Ambrose is a bee and is not interacting with fucking anybody. He is
Ambrose has
so
burrowed into a
overwhelmed.
pocket and is trying not
Yeah.
to be crushed.
Nope.
You can hear muffled conversations. At least 3 times now, Jean-Luc has been approached to be recruited.
Wow.
Oh boy.
The first ones kind of started off as kind of jokes, but more and more as the evening goes on, they're kind of being like, no, listen, like it's wonderful money. You get to see the world. You're on a boat with a bunch of people that can help take care of you. We take care of our own here. We've had folks that have been on this ship for 20 years, and they started off when they were just your age. There's a guy who's over in the corner who's waving. He's looking proud. He's got a peg leg. Like, clearly that went well. Uh,
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I was waiting to see if there was a reaction from the bee.
Oh yeah, he'll stick his head out and just be like, "No."
Yes, the hell was that? Did your caller just yell at me? Jean-Luc goes, "Oh, it does that. It's a future caller."
Very cute.
Is he still in my clothes?
No, I
No.
think he got special clothes from Ambrose's instrument.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, when we went back to medieval times.
Mhm.
I know for a while we had him in like looking like he was wearing his dad's clothes because he was in one of Fidelity's like pair of cargo shorts with a belt tied way too tight,
Right.
and what do you call it? Polo shirt.
But yes, he kind of looks over and says, I'm not going to become a sailor. You know, this isn't actually the first time I've been asked.
No.
No, we're not that far away from the rivers where I'm from. I mean, I've never been on the ocean before. He kind of looks around. It does kind of sound like fun. Ambrose, did you know there's a mermaid off the side of this ship?
What's a mermaid?
It's like a fish person. I actually don't know if it's a
Oh,
maid per se.
I thought you didn't like maids.
I I think it's wait, what?
Girls. I thought you didn't like girls.
You can't just say that. And he kind of like stomps up and down a little bit, like he's trying to shake away the gay thoughts. and, and he's like, wait, if you say that out loud, I'll get in trouble.
Oh, okay. Then I won't say it out loud.
He kind of looks around to see if anybody's heard, looks off in the corner, and 2 of these sailors are just outright making out. And he just kind of blinks and goes, I think. He kind of like turns sideways, not sure how he's supposed to process this. In the meantime, one of them has approached Fidelity in one of the breaks between the songs, and is just like leaning in hard. This is a handsome looking fellow too. He's a big guy. He has clearly found the height attractive. But it's just like, so if you spent any time on the sea, have you ever rocked a boat before?
No, I've never really been on a boat before. I mean, I took a boat out to like the Statue of Liberty when I first, I don't think you know anything about that though.
Oh, is that like a canvas thing?
Yeah, it's a campus thing.
Oh, I've always wanted to sail on the canvas seas before. I hear they have entirely different weather than we do.
I don't know.
You haven't seen the sea?
I live like not far from it.
All
I
right.
haven't been on it.
We have a couple rowboats I could bring you out to if you wanted to see it a little closer.
I don't know. I think I'm supposed to help with fixing the boat.
He kind of like looks over and it goes. I mean, they've got 3 doing it. Look, the 2 lions and the kind of yeah. I mean, your friend over there. You can take a break. You've been dancing a long time. Look at you. You're sweaty.
I was kind of like rubbing his neck, just like I don't know. I just kind of like looks over there. I'm just like, Yeah, I mean, they probably have it covered. Like the two and a half of them.
He kind of holds out his hand and says, "Would you like to see below decks? There's things down there to fix. It'd just be good to know where they are."
Yeah, just to see what we're working with. We got to get down there. Yeah, okay. Um, he's just gonna walk over and grab a thing of ale and just drink all of it.
Just on the whole thing. There are various howls of support uh, that kind of go through. One of the people who's watching it going is like, "Oh, she's got a gullet on her, doesn't she?" And there is a general like raucous laughter that's kind of taking place, and the guy that you were talking to kind of blinks and goes, "Oh shit, are you a girl?" I'm sorry. I'm
Like,
sorry. I thought you were a guy. Uh,
like I am.
I mean, yeah, yeah. No, sorry, muses are all so cute. And he just kind of looks flustered a little bit, like he's not really sure where he's supposed to take it from there.
I was like, I just kind of like stand there quietly for a moment. It's like, technically, I can be whatever you want.
I mean, uh, he looks thrown. Like he had an impression in mind, and that impression's been thrown off at this point, just because somebody
Like,
random said something.
I'm just like, are you still gonna show me what needs to be fixed?
Yeah, yeah. No, of course, of course. Come with me. Come on. I'll show you around.
I'll follow.
He proceeds to rather stiffly, not a pun intended. I mean like show you various spots that need to get fixed. Whatever vibe was there has vanished. It took
Oh,
one comment from one random person that wasn't even accurate to diffuse it.
that's disappointing.
It's like, Debbie just shows like this stuff and starts heading up. I'm like, oh, like you were okay. You really meant just look at stuff that needs fixed.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't want to get in the way of your work and stuff. It's nothing personal.
It's like, oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you might have meant something else.
He has kind of gave a cordial wave and gone over to the where it's the bad beer is, and proceeded to find a bad beer of his own. To various looks of either like humor and or confusion from his comrades, um, depending on who is looking at the time. And Fidelity finds himself with this kind of weird situation of uh, a combination of not necessarily knowing what's gone weird, but just this kind of like recognition of somebody's impression of a situation got thrown based on no particular fault of his own. Uh, and he's now kind of left there standing alone because of it.
Oh, he's gonna awkwardly go back up.
To where the music is still going or whatever. Vince and Vincetta probably look happy to get a little a little relief as you're kind of back from the break. Um, the two of you, uh, the Vinces can now kind of wander around if you wish to. There are a lot of folks who are like really desperate to try to pet you. They're like, so can I like, is it okay if I, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah! There's a lot of folks like putting like hands on top of these kind of granite shoulders, um, and being like, "Oh, it's cold. No, it's warm. You just gotta press over here." At one point or another, somebody absently puts a beer down, like you're a table, and is somebody who's like already partially drunk. But like they have placed their beer on you like a table and are petting with the other two hands to try to get two hands to do it.
Yeah, they will accept. I mean, the attention is nice, even if it is a bunch of drunk sailors.
There is nothing stopping you from being a drunk sailor as well. In fact, some of them are bringing you over, being like, hang on, can we bet on them? I bet that they could drink forever. All right, hang on, come here. We need you to drink
But why?
because you're probably hard to get drunk, and that wins games. They're playing like a game of like dice over in the corner or something like that. These ones are going into. The captain kind of growls at them. Hey, those two are working. In fact, all of them are working. In fact, all of you are working. Nobody's really sure what to do about the chicken. There is a general acknowledgement of like this thing being present on the bridge. It came in with them. It appears to have some degree of the trappings of Muse, but like they're not sure what to make of it. Every once in a while, one of the sailors will kneel down and be like, "Do you like talk?"
I mean, sometimes.
Ah, okay, yeah, okay. What do you what do you do?
Um, well, I mean, a little while ago, I had to use the bathroom, but it turns out I was laying an egg. Um,
That's still a thing you
so
do.
mostly that.
Are they like magic eggs?
I mean, I only eat them if they're already cracked open, so I don't know.
You eat your own eggs?
hmm And sometimes when there are little baby chicks in our pen, and they get out of like the little chick pen, I have them as a snack too.
There's a general like shuffling back of different folks, and like some of the people who are coming from other walks of life are like, yeah, no, chickens are kind of wild. Like cannibal wild? Yeah, no, chickens are freaks. Yeah. Like, don't trust that one. It probably gets big. I'm getting a call. Is this a thing that matters? Give me just a second.
Okay.
I will be AFK for a minute.
Okay.
Um,
This might be a good time for me to run to the bathroom too.
Yeah, same.
I return. It was a medical reordering thing.
Good to know.
Yes. So there's a general like do you need to like do you need a boost? Like they're trying to bring the chicken up to like table level.
Some folks stepped away to go to the restroom. I don't know
Okay.
who is here.
Gotcha. Well, anybody who's not here, say not here. Excellent. Sounds like we're all here
Everyone's
then.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Nothing.
Well, I did recently learn that I can actually fly now. It's crazy. It's not like I'm flapping my wings any harder, but I can definitely get much higher now.
The one grizzled old sailor, his eyes go wide and goes, "No, flying chickens." And he's kind of like he's got his hand trembling on the ale that he's got. And it's like end times, end times.
Yeah, watch this, and then I just fly up onto the mast.
God, there's nothing stopping them now. You have to forgive him. He's had chicken-related trauma. The eyes.
Damn, what did I miss?
one of the sailors apparently has some backstory with chickens, and the fact that this one can fly is throwing him for a loop.
Properly fly.
Not just shitty flapping.
Yeah. Because there's nothing stopping them now. Like, all right, hang on, come down here. Okay, that's great. If you're not helping out with that, can you help out with this? And they, one of them kind of brings you over and goes, all right, can you do something about this whole situation? The whole situation that he's gesturing to seems to be that he's losing at dice.
How shiny are the dice?
Oh, they're pretty shiny.
Can I pick at a dice that's already rolled a 1?
You surely can. The cup comes up and the various dice are exposed, and you can just kind of go at one.
Perfect. Yes, I'd like to take one.
You go for the dice, and he just kind of goes, I mean, just chickens loose on the must have been from the, hang on, we'll just put that one. I didn't see what it was. Did you see what it was? Tell you what, the chicken can throw it. It'll be randomized, right? Just let go, let go, chicken.
Blah.
Blah. Go ahead and roll a d6.
I would have loved if she just ate the dice and then looked around just like, thank you all so much. I will chew my food with these, and just walked away.
I was gonna, but it's too big for my beak. I rolled a 5.
All right. That's pretty good. Hey guys, look. I mean, that's as random as you could hope for. Tell you what, I'll just put this bird over here. Well, we'll do the next hand, right? Yeah. Here we go. And he goes and puts you aside to a place that kind of looks like he attempted to get you away from the table, but is still close enough that you could be a menace. And proceeds to roll again, and expose. I actually never learned how to play Liar's Dice. I have no idea how this works.
I attack another die as soon as they're rolled.
Yeah, and then whoever gets called liar drinks poison. At least that's the version I played.
I'm glad that you won.
No, there's
It's a video game.
it's a video game where he plays furries.
There is a 4, a 4, a 5, and a 1.
I'm gonna attack that one.
You go for
Right.
it. He goes, oh no, I thought I put it over here.
I pecked it and it rolls over to a 2.
Would you like to twist that? So this is a thing that you can do. All muses have the ability to channel their medium in a way that kind of manipulates fate. You can use up one of your medium points that you have stocked to roll a d4 and add it to that roll.
I mean, it seems like this game of dice is really important to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Go ahead and roll a d4.
A 3.
All right, that gets added to it. The dice, unbeknownst to you, because you haven't had a much experience with either humans talking to you, the intricacies of dice games, the intricacies of cheating at dice games, and twisting in general, you're not necessarily aware that twisting is a very visible thing. When a muse fucks with fate, people can see the medium happening. So like you look at this thing, you pick it over to a 2, and then all of a sudden there is a flash of your particular distinct medium that literally molds the dice around it until the 4 is upward. It's very clear to everybody on the table what just occurred. There's an eye widening, and then like 6 knives just go straight down into the table as they stand on their feet. The guy's like, "Oh shit!" and jumps off the edge of the boat. You see many sets of eyes looking at you with like just fury.
What?
I think there's a scrambling for the chicken now that will take place.
I would like to fly away.
You take to the sky, flying off to the side of the boat to a sound of raucous yelling and demands of returning down here and fighting like a bird.
Guys, I just wanted to peck the die. I thought it was cool.
So
He said I was helping.
They appear to be able to regain their money from what was left on the board when he went diving for cover. So at least they have that going for them. But you get the general impression that you might want to stay away from that table.
They seem hungry. Evelyn, you have to take a break at some point, or your throat's gonna get sore. Evelyn's dead. I can't believe it.
No, sorry. I muted just as soon as you said
You
that.
say drink poison and liar's dice.
No, after a while, I'll kind of clear my throat and just kind of sit down on a railing, grab a drink, and just down it.
Additional cheering and additional folks kind of like joining in, and lots of arms over the shoulder. These are not necessarily the most recently bathed arms. There is a combination of a variety of different feelings that you're going through right now. One, it's a lot of attention. You've had the spotlight on you for quite a while now, based on a talent that you have not necessarily demonstrated until just now in front of people. You have been in the spotlight before by virtue of your family's status, but it's a lot of people looking at a station you don't want to occupy. For the first time, you had an entire audience looking at you on a station that you do want to occupy. A sort of idolized performer that was able to express via vocalization and kind of enrapture a whole crowd, and they are certainly appreciative, and you're getting just no end of praise for it. As was Fidelity, and continues to be in this state too, if he's nearby. There's just a lot
Definitely.
a lot of people just kind of like leaning over. They're all kind of half drunk. They're all just sort of like, "Oh, you all are so beautiful and so like I don't know, handsome. Is that a thing?" A few of them are kind of like lost for words. on what to do it for. And one of them was just like hot, the other was like hot. And they, like just start pounding their drinks on the table, hot, hot, hot. Like this goes through.
I'll kind of retreat to the side rail and kind of look out over the water, away from everyone, because I am enjoying it. It's just a little bit too much too fast.
It is a lot rather quickly as you discover. There's a whole lot of physical contact that you've just never actually experienced before. You're used to everybody kind of keeping their distance, as is good, good and proper society too. There is a bit of internalized bias that's probably being fought against. These are like rough and tumble sailors on a fishing ship. This is not a crowd you hang out with. You have no experience with this particular strata. Somebody like this would get kicked off of your property in the life that you occupied before of, and now you're kind of amongst all of them, and they are very like affectionate. In a just kind of leaning all over you sort of way, both because they're drunk and also because they don't necessarily have personal boundaries to begin with, by virtue of the life that they live on this ship.
But yes, I kind of step off to the side and we'll kind of take a deep breath, thinking that over here I could be alone for a minute.
You're
And then the
so
mermaid pops
wrong.
up. Yeah.
Immediately, like fully 3 people are probably heading it over in your direction, bringing drinks or bringing any number of other aspirations. Folks who are in the vicinity is kind of everybody. If anybody wants to kind of like get in to provide buffer, or if you want to stay back, you can kind of decide to do so now. There are at least 3, maybe 4 people on an intercept course with Evelyn hanging off the side of the rail here. At the same time, though, there's probably 3 or 4 people that are credited around Fidelity, um, and another bunch that are still trying to figure out like how many things can be done to Vince and Vincetta without getting in trouble. Those seem to be a lot more like parlor tricks. There's about 4 people that are currently trying to push against Vince right now to see if they can get him to move. It hasn't worked.
Sounds
Worth a
fun as
shot.
hell.
Yes.
No, Fidelity is no help. He is like 100% absorbed in all the compliments.
They are raucous. You're also getting a lot more butt touches than you're used to getting. Depending on how you
Then he-
react to the first one is going to determine what happens with the second. I'm just fair warning.
I think he's too like caught up in the moment to do anything about it. So
Then they surely happen again, and probably with greater intent.
Hmm.
Intend to grope.
Yeah, somebody saying that they didn't get smacked the first time through is now just like, oh, this butt's just available then. This butt, look at the tail. There's a yank.
Oh boy.
I just kind of like lightly slap. I was just like, stop.
And he kind of laughs and goes, additional beer.
I drink it.
All according to Keikaku. Nugget, you are able to return to the bridge at this point. While you're on your way back, though, as you look down, you can see shapes in the water. One of them is waving to you.
But you say that I'm looking down and I can also see that like a few people are approaching Evelyn.
Yeah.
I'm a curious bird. Who's waving to me?
You
I
can
want to fly down there and find out.
You can swoop down, and there are two people in the water that look to be kind of part fish. Humanoid upper torsos, um, sort of gills around the ribs that you can kind of see through the water's edge. They're sporting dorsal fins. They might actually be partially shark. Um, it's a little difficult to tell, but they're sort of hovering there. They're wearing some semblance of a uniform. It's like a vest. It's the same colors as the ones that are on the ship. And they're like, "Oh, thank the patrons. Please give us beer. They have forgotten again."
Yeah. Second. I go and grab a couple of beers with my little talons and fly them back over.
They are difficult to grasp, but you find that you were able to do it through medium. You can just kind of reach out and what color is your medium? Like, what shape does it take?
Question. Like a sparkly red.
Okay.
Ooh.
This kind of sparkly red, almost like Chinese firecracker kind of shine. Grabs these things and sends over with you as you kind of plummet down with them. And they take them delightedly and just proceed to drink them down and look like begging Lee like liquor refill just because you can bring the whole barrel. It's okay. We'll take it. They owe us.
Well, okay.
You can go up there and swipe the barrel. Um, it is heavy. I'm gonna have you roll for it. Do a body exert and athletics. So the way that this works is you're going to I'm gonna say difficulty 2 on this. Um, what's your body exert score?
2.
So that's an even score. That's 2d8, and then you're gonna add your athletics score to the roll.
That's 8 and 5 is 13. And then 2 in athletics.
You're already good.
So 15.
As long as you got a 12, you're fine.
Okay.
You were able to kind of wrap your medium around this thing and take to the skies. And even though you are a petite bird, you carry this big ass thing, and it's heavy. You're kind of like flapping to get it up there, but you haul this whole barrel away, and people are like, "Is the chicken stealing the oh, it's for the waterborne. Oh, we fucked up again. Hey, tell them sorry." And you're able to deliver the barrel down at the bottom for the two merfolk to kind of get after. And they just tap that shit. Like, just kunk.
Just absolutely fuck the barrel of ale.
To get at the contents, and they're just like, they're so happy to get it, but they're also just grumbling like every goddamn time. Every time.
Fun.
Don't worry, I, the new magic chicken, will not fail you.
As they're perched on top of the barrel, they're like, "So, like, are you part of the ship repairing crew?"
I guess so. We all had dinner, and then I came here. So, yeah. Something about being a medium?
Oh, no, I mean that's oh wow, you must be new, huh? When did you get here?
Um, well, a couple of days ago, I wound up in a cage, and then some kid hid me in their bed for like 2 more days. Um, so right about now.
Oh wow. Oh, you're welcome to Gallerie, friend. God, I'd never met a muse that's so new before. Yeah, so mediums like medium's the stuff that you use to haul this thing down here. You're a muse, which I think is kind of like, I don't know. I guess just some kind of special notion. The other one kind of like baps this guy on the arm and says, "You can't just call them a notion." And it's like, well, what do you? They're not human. They kind of like mutter back and forth to each other. Okay, so I guess like the official term is muse or something like that. Like, but yeah, you're like a magic bird.
Makes perfect sense.
Does it? Again, just kind of gets bapped off the side. He goes, I don't know. Fuck. Well, have some beer, magic bird.
What's it taste like?
One way to find out. He kind of offers you the spigot.
Shove the hose in my beak.
It's kind of like watching you go. I hope beer doesn't kill muse birds. I don't think it would it? The other one's like, I don't think beer is gonna kill an ocean. You're saying it. No, I mean, like, they kind of like get into an argument with each other. As you prepare to drain the keg.
Oh, this is great!
Oh, drunk. And
It's pretty good.
They're like, yeah, nah, see, you're fine. You're good. You wanna come, like, I guess we should show you the parts of the boat that need to get fixed under the water level. Come on. And they like, I'm bringing the barrel, and they kind of like lash the barrel and bring it behind them so that they can kind of like drink it while they're going. They proceed to start pointing out various parts of the ship at the water line that needs to get repaired, and a couple spots a little lower down. That will need to get access from the interior of the ship unless somebody can swim pretty well.
how
Turns
deep
out
is the water
I
there?
can swim.
What was that, Tega?
How deep is the water there?
Reasonably. I mean, you're in a port, but it probably goes down 40 feet or so.
Ah, okay, yeah, no, never mind then. Not gonna be any help there.
I mean, the ship's keel is riding pretty high because they've unloaded, so that's probably only going down like 10 feet. But like, in order to kind of get something painted, you're gonna need to be able to see it well, and you need to be able to like see what you're working on. So unless you are equipped with the waterborne template, that is not an easy thing for you to do. But you could probably access it from the interior of the ship.
I have the seaworthy ability
Do you?
as a reptile.
Okay.
I'm amphibious.
Then yes, you actually are able to dive under the water with them, much to their much to their surprise. And they look delighted by this. Both because it makes things easier, and also because you are now a magic chicken swimming underwater.
I am an amphibious flying chicken.
Yeah, and they are just this critter is just all kinds of funky. The fact that you can actually go underwater, though, appears to make them just kind of feel a lot more comfortable. They're down there and they're able to still kind of communicate with you, and you're able to talk back to them. And now that they're there, they're moving a lot more freely. And they're just like, "Holy shit! Look at you fly! You're like a penguin."
Yeah. What's a penguin?
Have you not seen a penguin? Oh wow! I don't know. Maybe it's not from the penguin. Is it right? Are you like a boy chicken? Are you like a girl chicken? What are you?
I'm a hen, thank you very much. I lay eggs every day, sometimes twice a day.
Okay.
Except for when I'm not feeling like it.
Is that like
Jeez.
like a she hen?
You would not believe it, this girl's cloaca.
She hen
Hey
gets
girl,
you
what that cloaca do?
my favorite pun for the day.
Thank you.
My pronouns are she hen.
I love it so much, but I want to hate it.
And they're like, yeah, they're doing just kind of like all kinds of flips under there, and it's nice to have somebody who's kind of like down there with them. You notice a few things when you're down there. One, you see the damage that needs to get done, so now you can mark where that is and let folks know about it on the surface. Two, there's nothing about this ship that really accommodates waterborne crew, as opposed to a ship that's nearby that looks like it's actually built for it. There's a ship not too far away from here that sits lower in the water that has actual cavities in the hull that look like they're actually accessible to folks that are shaped like this. Um, and it's not, you don't necessarily know the differences in functions of these two ships, but you do know that these two have been kind of sitting out here with not a real great way to ask for beer. And that ship looks like it might solve it.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, the other ship is basically the upside down equivalent of a car with the windows rolled down.
Kinda. It has little cavities on it that have some sort of sealing system, so that things that are submerged can get into them without flooding the ship. Little water locks.
Yeah, makes sense.
This one, the one that you're in, if you look up, you can see that it has nets, probably both for fishing and also for getting these two in and out of the water if they need to. But that would take them up onto the bridge of the ship, which may not be comfortable for something that's like half shark looking.
So is this like the ship that y'all are on normally, or are you normally on that other boat that looks like it actually has like accessibility for y'all?
Oh, that's a strand zipper. We don't. I mean, I don't want to. And they kind of like look nervously back and forth on it. Yeah, so you're new here, right? There's a route that you can take that kind of takes you right down through the middle of the planet, and it's good money, like real good money. Um, but it's real deadly. Like your odds are 50-50, maybe at best, if you've got an experienced crew. I don't think I need it that bad. We get pretty decent money here. It's just not a ship that's got any cavities for us. Um, and he kind of points off to the side of those little blisters and says, "Those are called barnacles. It's just a way to get inside the ship, and back from the sea level. This one doesn't have them, so we kind of have to like knock or wait on the outside. And we would be asleep right now, but Captain needed us here to point out where the stuff on the bottom of the ship is, which I guess we've done now, so we could go, but now we have beer."
Okay, but I mean, if we're already doing repairs to the ship, like, can't we just add a barnacle or something?
They kind of blink at each other and go, I I don't know. Can you? Do you know how to make one?
I don't know,
Are there others
but
like you up there?
maybe. What's that?
Are there others like you up there?
Yeah, there are um, others, but uh, I mean, I'm sure they would know how to do it. They're, basically just singing and stuff gets repaired. So, I mean, how hard could it be to add a door?
Well, I mean, you'd probably have to do other stuff to the hull. They kind of wince a little bit and goes, "Our ship's not configured like their ship. There might be something. I don't know." And they kind of shrug a little bit and says, honestly, this is just sort of something you get used to if you're waterborne and serving as a navigator. We get paid pretty good, more than the rest of the crew makes. Don't tell them that. But we got to spend the whole time chasing the ship, staying on the wakes and stuff. It's it's not super easy. And then they tow us when we're tired. Honestly, if you could just fix that part, that'd be nice.
How would you like to see it fixed?
Well, I've seen some like fancy bells on other ships. The one of them just kind of like thinks back and thinks a little bit. They tow them underwater. They've got like netting on the back, but it's like more comfortable. Um, Hang on a second. Let me see if I can do this. And she like flexes her fingers a little bit, Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got this. The other one's kind of snorting and goes, "Okay, yeah, sure you do. Sure you do." Just like, shut up. I've got this. And she begins to kind of channel medium in an image in front of her. It looks like a strained task, like a difficult thing to perform, but it's painting a pretty clear picture of this kind of apparatus that would be towed behind a boat. That almost looks like a pair of kind of relaxed seats um, that would allow you to just kind of like sit back and stay trim in the water while submerged so that you were not being having to hold on to something. You can just kind of be there. And she goes, see, I told you I had it. And he's kind of going like, okay, all right, fine, you got it.
Hmm. I mean, surely, at least my friend's gonna help us do that.
We can't pay her. I know. Maybe just ask. Maybe run it by the captain or something. Come
Sure.
on.
No, why not?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah. Have more beer.
I'm intrigued by how we're drinking beer underwater.
They go back up for that bit. The beer couldn't be submerged. The barrel was up there.
Just 2 glasses of beer underwater, you
yeah.
know?
They proceed up to drink a little bit more, and you can go up and petition folks when you're ready to.
I drink a cup of coffee underwater. Takes really good lips and suction.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, you get back up and can show people where the additional repairs need to be done.
Yeah, I'd love to fly back up and see what's going on with everybody.
Up top, it sounded like nobody got in the way of people approaching Evelyn. So that has taken place. You now find yourself surrounded on both sides by like two on either side. One's got his arm around you. The others are kind of like leaning over. One's brought additional beer for you. They're all very chatty. You feel pretty surrounded.
Now, this isn't entirely necessary. You don't have to do this for me. Sir, thank you, I say as they shove a beer in my hand. I'll take a sip and then make a face, and then when no one's looking, toss it over my shoulder into the ocean.
Nugget, you get covered in beer.
Bark, please.
This beer that gets tossed over the side catches you on the way up.
I make some very distressed chicken noises.
Evelyn, you look down and you have accidentally soaked this chicken that was on the rice.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you all right?
I mean, I guess I can go wash this off. And then I just shake it all off and cover her.
The guys who are on the edge of the bridge are like,
Mm-hmm.
Evelyn, you will have to defend yourself from incoming spray via some means as the chicken goes full dog.
I just fold my wings in front of myself.
They already smell like beer. You block most of the incoming spray. It is probably time to stop your break though, and this opportunity is the chance to escape from the folks that have corralled around you.
Mm-hmm. That's fair by me. I'll say, sorry boys, I need to get back to work.
You don't need to get back to work. She needs to get back to work, the captain says.
You heard the captain, and I'll walk past the captain and I'll kind of mouth to them, "Thank you."
He goes. He's kind of like tapping a watch that isn't there.
Yeah, I go.
Is there anything that anybody specifically wants to pursue in this moment?
I would love.
Ambrose cannot. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was saying Ambrose cannot really do anything, so he's
I,
out of commission for the moment.
you are, I mean, you can choose not to do anything. You're not fully incapable of taking action. You're just not comfortable.
That's fair. That's fair. No, he's gonna hide. Yeah.
Okay. Jean-Luc gets kind of worried about you after a little while. I think at some point he's going to kind of dip off to one of the quieter parts of the ship and just kind of like look in on the bee and be like, "Hey, are you okay?"
It's just a lot. There are a lot of people, and it's very noisy and very loud, and I don't like it.
Oh, was it not noisy and loud inside a beehive?
It's hard to explain, but it's different.
Oh, um, and he kind of like slumps down and thinks for a second, and then starts to hum in a low hum in an attempt to mimic the sound of many droning bees.
Oh,
Oh,
I
he's so
will
sweet.
settle on his shoulder and like lean against his cheek and listen.
It's a reasonable facsimile. And then, much to his own surprise, the kind of vibrating tone seems to resonate around. And for the second time, you catch a little glimpse of Jean-Luc's own medium, which appears to flow a lot easier outside of the canvas. And it just kind of takes this sort of quasi shape of many uh, kind of vibrating membranes. Doesn't necessarily have the kind of congealed form that might happen if any of you were trying to paint an object. It's just sort of like mimicking the wave, but it creates a sound of many kind of bee wings.
Mm.
He finds that extremely soothing.
Um,
Aw.
and Jean-Luc himself kind of looks delighted to see this stuff that is kind of coming out of this. He's not able to keep it up for very long. It lasts for about a minute, and then they just kind of poof into the air. And he goes, "Wow, did you see that?"
I did. It was beautiful.
And I never even learned to play banjo. Banjos probably aren't a thing. I don't. So,
Banjos were invented in
Flute.
the United States, starting in the 1800s.
I'm not sure what he'd be playing as a kind of peasant in medieval
A,
France.
l- a flute, maybe? A lute?
It would have to
Maybe
be
something
something
like
that
that?
they could make. That he didn't have any money. It's not going to be a metal instrument.
Well,
Ah,
No, but like a wooden flute.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah, like a reed thing kind of deal.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some woodwind. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I was never even really good at that. It's a lot easier when you can just kind of like, I guess, think it.
Maybe you could play one here. Perhaps we could find one in the market.
I never really thought I'd get the chance to learn. But yeah, maybe I could. Um, over at the somebody else had chimed in too of what they wanted to do.
I think that was Alex.
Oh, yeah, I want to fly over to the captain and see if we can add some more repairs under the ship.
Uh, okay. He kind of looks up from whatever it is he's doing. Looks up. He goes, "Nugget, you smell like a beer."
Yeah, there was an incident while I was getting back onto the ship, which is actually what I'd love to talk to you about, because the merfolk, they would love a better way to be either like on the ship, like getting on the ship, or like more comfortable off the ship, you know?
Yeah. He kind of turns back to whatever he's going and goes, "Ship's not a strand runner. I don't have an option for that."
Could we maybe add some seats or fashion something out of like some nets.
He kind of blows out smoke from the pipe that he's going off of, and kind of looks off to the side and goes, "Listen, those are pretty expensive constructs. I've already paid y'all for the repairs and stuff like that. We're not, you know, they get plenty of money."
Yeah, but if I get it correctly, I mean, like I'm new here and I'm just like free and extra, you know. So could I spend a little time trying to put something together?
You want to build us something as a charity, I'm not going to stop you, but if it breaks off my ship and breaks part of the ship with it, I'm coming after your feathered ass.
Please don't eat me.
No promises.
I don't think I would taste good,
He kind of
but I'm covered in beer.
you just clearly never had beer battered chicken. He kind of like chuckles a little bit to himself, and he kind of shrugs a little bit and says, "As long as it doesn't break my ship or slow me down."
Excellent, perfect. Thank you so much.
And the repairs come first.
What a pleasant individual.
Got a lot to get done before morning. So
Yeah,
he can
actually,
resume
as
his
you're kind of like
livelihood.
watching him go around, he doesn't seem to be on anybody's case per se. It's like people on this ship seem to be pretty happy. Nobody's looking like they're specifically suffering. There are certainly some folks that are coming from walks of life that are probably less pleasant than others to go with, but he's terse. Like he's got he's not necessarily fucking around, but he's currently the only sober person at the party, which carries a certain vibe on its own. And also, nobody here gets paid if they don't get out of port on time. So he's
That's
got a
fair
mission.
point. That is fair.
That being said, repairs are going along fine. But y'all need to move below decks to work into the next part and get down to the water level to start handling there.
Fidelity persists at being useless now that there are just people flocking him and giving him attention.
Vince and Vincetta can see that Fidelity is perhaps a little drunker than may be useful at this point.
Hmm.
Also, is getting cuddled a little hard.
Um, exchanging glances, and then I'm gonna say Vince is walking up to her, or I should say them, since it sounds like that's more of a group thing right now. Goes, sorry to interrupt. Can I borrow Fidelity for a moment? And I'm sorry, I keep saying her to.
That's because he's the great confuser. Is he a boy? Is he a girl? And wait, do I care?
Hey, Fidelity, please step over here for a moment, please.
It's like, I'm busy. What do you want?
Just a moment. I need to have a word with you.
I'll extricate myself from wherever I was. Excuse me, sorry. And I will head over there. It's like, yeah, what's it? What is it?
Just wanted to check you. You okay?
Yeah, why? What's up?
That's just they're getting a bit handsy.
Are they?
Fidelity, bring that sweet ass back over here.
It's like everybody's so friendly.
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
Shouldn't I be?
That's, I mean, if you want to, no, I'm just asking.
He just kind of like his expression changes a lot, and he looks super self-conscious.
As you look back over to the crowd that you just left, intrusive thoughts kind of invade your brain based on the experience that you actually just got through, and it occurs to you that everything kind of seemed fine a second ago, but now you're not actually sure what any of these people are seeing when they look at you. Nobody's necessarily clarified. You don't know who's seeing this or who's seeing that, or what one person intends versus the next intention. It's hard to get a read on what aspects somebody is trying to find attractive, or if they're expecting you to pursue, or if they're trying to, or like all of a sudden every rule that you kind of thought you understood about this scenario is super vaporous. And you're on this little island of I don't really know which direction I should step. The self consciousness is very poignant all of a sudden.
And
But
here I am sitting. Great. Now I'm the asshole who's ruining everybody's fun.
just kind of like rubbing his forearm. It's kind of like, yeah, I guess I've been acting kind of,
The, the the point here is, do you want to? Are you okay with it?
I don't know.
Because that's all right. I just wanted to make sure that they are not, that's being too forward, you know, pushing you towards something you don't want.
No, no, no. I'd just like I'd punch him in the nose. I just got a little carried away. Everybody's like complimenting me, and like everybody liked the dance and stuff.
That was a great dance. You looked amazing.
Thanks. Um,
You 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 know what? You go back to them, and you have a fantastic night. We'll take care of the rest of the ship. There can't be that much left done.
like, I don't know. I don't know. You're right. I was being kind of weird.
Well, this is kind of a weird situation. You go have fun.
Like, I don't know. I just thought it would be all right because, like, they're kind of like different. I should get back to work, probably.
No, you go have fun.
From the side, the captain's like, "Hey, quit having fun and get back to work."
It's like, all right. Thanks. Just kind of pat both of them on one, like on opposite shoulders. I imagine they're standing next to each other, so like one hand on a shoulder over here, one hand on the shoulder over here. Just kind of pat them, and then he's gonna go look for something to do.
I believe Chicken Friend is trying to lead folks toward the lower decks.
Yes. After being calmed by Jean-Luc, Ambrose will. I assume it's quieter down on the decks, or below decks too. So he'll pop out and he'll head down to the lower deck with everybody.
I marked a few repairs.
Oh,
Thank you, Nugget.
Everybody is able to eventually, shakily, depending on how much booze they have consumed, make their way into the lower decks. Which is where we will have to continue next time, because I have to go pick up my kiddo.
okay.
Priority
Yay.
7.
Oh, all right.
That was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Quite so.
folks had a good time.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I had a blast.
Oh yeah.
Very
Have
much.
fun.